Hi guys, welcome to Tactical Combat System channel. Today I will show you my everyday carry, my ADC, because I have a lot of students that they are asking me what tools, what things I am carrying with me every day. Before to start this video, please, if you like the content that I am posting, subscribe to my channel and click on the bell to be notified for my next new video materials that I will share with you. So for today's video I will show you two types of ADC, everyday carry, that I am having depending on the environment in which I operate. The first one is the minimalist ADC carry, in which I have only a little amount of tools that I carry with me because of the situation. The situation maybe is not permitting me to have a lot of things with me, or to have a small tactical bag, or the space in which I can put more things. For the first ADC kit, the minimalist one, I am using and I'm having with me every time pocket knife or folder knife. In this case, I choose between two. One is from 511 Inceptor ADC, and one from Cutcheck steel wheel. They are cheap folder knives. One is 40 euros, one 30 euros. But are very reliable, and I'm okay with them until now. Another very important tool, in my opinion, the most important thing that I will always have with me, even if I will not have the knife, even if I will not have other things. It's not existing the situation to have the other things. It's the tourniquet. In this case, I am having a CAT tourniquet, a combat application tourniquet. With this I operate when I cannot have my bag, my tactical bag, and I cannot have more of the tourniquets. Normally you must have at least two, but one it's never missing from my ADC carry. It's simple to use. You must not have advanced medical skills, knowledge to be able to use this, and can save lives. I'm not talking here about explosions, about shooting, about stabbing, about it's all the situation in which it's existing a catastrophic bleeding. This can be an accident car. This is saving lives, so have it with you. Buy one and learn to use it, and neither one day let it home. Another very important tool that I have in my everyday carry, it's a flashlight. In this case I'm using a G-Lite compact little flashlight that has different modes. It has something like 130 lumens. 30 lumens, it's enough for me. It's very good for using in a small ADC carry. The next tool that I have in my ADC, it's the tactical pen. I have two variants. The most frequent I use this one. It's from Bokaer. It's a titanium steel. It's a very good. I'm using for a long time, and it's still looking like brand new. And I have another one from Walther that is also a tactical pen, but has also flashlight, the same, something like 130 lumens. It's very good thing to use, in the idea that if you have less space and you don't want to use to have with you a flashlight and also a tactical pen, you can incorporate the both in this tactical pen that has also flashlight. Many times I am carrying in my ADC kit a pepper spray. In this case it's from Blackfield Black Pepper Jet. It's very efficient. I was also tested on myself to see the effects that this kind of spray has on the human body, and it's very efficient. If you have the possibility, this must not miss from your everyday carry, in the idea that you must train to deploy it and to operate this in a very fast amount of time. Another very important tool that I have in my everyday carry, it's a non-lethal handgun. This model is from Zoraki M906. It's 9mm ammunition, PAK. Basically it's with, I just a moment to show you. Let's check. In front of the tube, that is from 9mm, it has a capsule. Inside it's a substance of pepper, very efficient, and in my opinion one of the most efficient non-lethal things that weapons that you can have with you. I want to remind you that in many countries, for having this kind of weapons, you must have a non-lethal license weapon. In the country in which I live, in Austria, you must have only more than 18 years old and you can have this weapon. You can have it also with you in your daily carry. Of course, there are some rules, not in the stadiums, not in the places where it's very crowded, a lot of persons and so on. So before checking about this type of non-lethal handguns, check your local laws in your country, see if you need a permit, a license for it, and then make the step forward to take or know this kind of weapon. In future videos I will try to make some demonstrations and to present you this kind of weapons. I have also other ones, but this, in my opinion, is very good because it's a subcompact weapon and it can be very good concealed in any environment. For carrying this kind of non-lethal handgun, I have two methods. When I can use a tactical, I have the possibility to have a tactical bag. It will be in the tactical bag. I will show you after. If not, I have a trigger guard holster. It's very simple. You put this on the gun, on the trigger guard of the gun. This is coming on the belt and you can put it in the appendix position. If you need to deploy it, you put your clothes up, you drag the gun and you deploy it. The same thing you can do it. For example, I will show you. If I have let's put it in this position with this bag. If I have one of my tactical bags, for example, here it has a space, a special space that you can put the gun. You open it. I am putting the holster for the trigger guard. I am closing it. I am putting the holster on the gun, and the gun is entering in the pouch. Yeah. So for example, if I have the bag put it on me and I need to operate it, I am catching the gun inside. I'm only deploying the gun, look, and I'm using the gun for the threat. This trigger guard holster can be used also with lethal weapons. only to have in your mind that is not offer you the same security like a normal holster. So imagine that if you have this in a combination with the Glock, having in a appendix position, it's a little bit dangerous when you want to manipulate the weapon. Another thing that I want to show you, in different days, depending on the situation, I can choose to have this kind of knife. Let's say I'm going in the place in which my clothes are not permitting me to have this kind of folder and to have it in my pocket, because it will be seen. Yeah, I need to wear something that it will be concealed, very good concealed, low profile, and people cannot see that I'm carrying this kind of weapon. So this is a good kind of knife. Basically, I don't remember anymore. I have it for a long time. I don't remember the mark of it. It's coming with the shield that is going on the belt. I'm putting this on the belt in the front position. When I'm taking up the clothes, is the same like when I use the gun in the appendix position. I'm taking out the knife. It's very fast and very good to conceal. Okay, now let's see, when I have the possibility and the environment in which I operate is permitting me to have a small bag with me, then I have the next variant. Basically, I'm choosing between two kinds of small bags, this and this. One is from 511 and one is from No Name. This is No Name. The both are like the same dimension, but I must say that the No Name, it's in my opinion having a little bit of more space and it's better organized. I will start with the 511 bag. What I like at this bag is that on the lateral of it, it has two fast kind of spaces that you can open pouches in case of emergency. And here I am putting always, I have another tourniquet. So if one of the tourniquet is on me, or I have other tourniquet that it's in the trauma medical kit that I will show you after, I have always a fast deploying tourniquet that I am carrying it here. Inside the bag, I always will have with me this trauma medical kit. Doesn't matter that I have this bag or the other bag, always this medical kit, trauma medical kit, it will be with me. To show you this bag, I have also here, it has a special compartment that it's designed for putting your weapon inside, your handgun inside. So in this trauma medical kit, you find the most important things that you need in a situation in which you must control catastrophic bleeding, you must maintain the airway, or you must treat penetrating wounds to the chest area. This medical kit is coming, trauma medical kit is coming in a Tasmanian Tiger pouch. I was putting on it the scissors that you use for cutting the clothes, very fast. It's special design for cutting the clothes on the victim. Inside of it, I'm having another cat tourniquet. So like you see, when I have the possibility, I have as much as tourniquets I can put in. In this situation, for example, I have 3. Inside of it, I have also, just a moment, I cannot deploy it now. I have also nasopharyngean tube, NPA, with the lubricant. I put it with adhesive band to be together. I have two very important and very good chest seals. These are from Hashvent. They are very good, a little bit expensive, but important things to have with you, especially when you have a penetrating wound to the chest. You apply this one on the entry, one on the exit if it's existing an exit of the wound. Another thing that I have, it's an X-Gauss, but it's not a hemostatic, it's not having these chemical agents. Basically it's functioning, it has some little sponge inside. You put it inside the wound, and this in contact with the liquid, with the blood, it's expanding. So it's with pressure and putting a Israeli bandage or a compression bandage, it's help stopping the bleeding. Another thing that I have, it's a tension pneumothorax decompression needle. It's a little bit complicated with this. Don't use it if you don't have the training for using this. Yeah? This is this procedure of that decompression of the chest in a pneumothorax situation. It's a very complicated medical method, and if you don't have the training, don't use this. It's very bad in the situation that you are not making it correctly, and you are also not having the training and the certification to use this kind of thing. Coming back to the other bag that I have, the other small tactical bag, the no-name one, basically has more space, so I will show you what other things I put inside. This is not a bug out bag. For that, maybe I will do another video in the future in which I will show you what I am putting in the bag out bag. What other things I am putting in this small ADC everyday carry bag? Other medical stuff like compressed gauze, an Israeli bandage, an aluminium alufolie blanket, and other medical little things, like for example a little box with painkillers, anti-inflammatory and other pills that you need in different situations, some protein bars if I am in the city and maybe I need some energy, some booster. Here I have more things, a multi-tool, a fire starter, and this that I like very much, it's not entering water inside, it's sealed, I open, it's a capsule, and inside I was putting different materials like rope that it's put it in gasoline, so I can use it for starting a fire whenever I am in a bad situation and I need to. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Please don't forget, if you like my content, subscribe to my channel and wait for the next videos that I will share with you in the near future. Thank you very much.